Hello, this is Dr. Jason Munsell. It is, I'm having lots of trouble. It's Monday, June the 12th. Can't see me, can you? Good thing. Sirens. They're coming to get me because I'm protesting. They're going to lock me up in jail. God, why do I have so much trouble? Wanted to take you through a bit of chapter 3. I got a new PowerPoint that I just put together, and hopefully I'll get this stuff up right when I'm done recording this. I want to, well, let me go back. I read over the journals, really good job. One of the things that I've asked sort of almost all of you to do is to take some of those questions from, I think it's page 35, but sort of these deep sort of probing questions. What do you really believe in? What kind of world would you like to create? What do you oppose? What are you for and why? And then how does that, translate into your everyday practice? For instance, I think I sent you an email about this. Maybe you're all for equality, but maybe there's some contradictions in the way that you live your life and the stuff that you buy with your, lauding or praising or appreciation of equality. So just some deeper thoughts by Jack Handey. That's old Saturday Night Live stuff. And I haven't looked at the the threads yet from this morning, or the ones that you've done over the past a few days, but I will look at that later on this afternoon or this evening, and my plans to put up another thread or another topic this afternoon. And of course, I'm enjoying the tweets. The more tweets, the better, though the tweets are looking good. Tweet. Okay, I'm going to try to fly through this because I know that you have lots of things going on. It's coming off my head. Okay, so we are moving to a different sort of section. So this is all about working with others, and it is fun to work with other people. Sometimes. So the chapter is all about democracy. Well, what's democracy? I don't know. It's America. And we know we want to become participants and creators of democracy. We create democracy. But how do we create it if we don't know what it is? Well, we will learn. And there's a nice little preview of what Joshua here is talking about. Give us history lessons, talk about direct democracy and deliberative democracy and all this type of stuff. Good stuff. Okay. Now, there's lots. Joshua throws out a lot of terms in this chapter, and a lot of you probably know what these things are. Maybe you don't. I don't know. But I'm going to be your dictionary a little bit here. History lessons. He throws out these words, for instance, neoliberal conservatives. What's neoliberal? Neo, he's from the Matrix, isn't he? And liberal, he's a liberal Matrix dude. It's probably not what you think. It really has nothing to do with liberalism if you think politically. And so I have oops, that's the wrong link there. I'm going to have to change that. But I do have some links there about what neoliberalism means. And generally, it's appreciation of free market economics, the free market system, complete freedom in the economic area to sort of do what you want, and so it's closely aligned with capitalism, free market capitalism. So when you see neoliberal anywhere, that ain't the same thing as liberal. It depends, but it's oftentimes we think of conservatives actually that tend to believe in sort of the laissez-faire way of doing things in the free market economy. They don't like regulations. They don't like taxes. That's neoliberalism. Okay, and then Joshua talks about anarchy. So anarchist protesting abuses of power. Blah blah blah. So what's an anarchist? They all wear berets. This is the right link here, and so if you want to look at what anarchy is, anarchism. Cluster of doctrine centered on the belief that government is both harmful and unnecessary. You can have people without government. So it really it doesn't like authority or people that are in control, and tends to not like government. More sort of a organic democracy, something like that. But it's not like people running around naked, hitting each other with a baseball bat or something like that. I mean that's not anarchy. So take a look at that. And where did I go here? So the big point here, now that you know what neoliberalism is, and now that you know what anarchy is, this is interesting. In the U.S., neoliberal conservatives champion democracy in opposition to socialism, while anarchists protesting abuses of power champion democracy in opposition to neoliberalism. So it's tricky. For our purposes, democracy will be about the relationship between the public, the individuals and grassroots organizations that make up society, and the decisions that affect their lives. That's really what democracy is. But again, you need to sort of understand where he's coming from with neoliberalism and anarchy, because he talks about anarchist strategies all over the place in this chapter. But really, that just means sort of a leaderless, organizations. More of a, it's not a set, structured, controlled, or somebody who is in complete control of things. It's more organic and more participatory. In any case, okay, so given that, what again is the history here of democracy? The thing is, we always think, the simple thing to think is, it all comes from the Greek folks. But it doesn't come from fraternities and sororities. Well, that's a joke. It's democracy as a sort of a practice, a process, has been sort of all over the place. By the way, I mentioned with the journal that Coca-Cola, the corporation, is one of the most unethical companies on the globe. And here I am drinking Diet Coke, and this stuff is terrible for you. I know it. Not a significant source of fat, calories, saturated fat, trans fat, cholesterol. What was that? Carbonated caramel color, aspartame, delicious. Phosphoric acid, potassium benzoate to protect the taste. Natural flavors, citric acid, phenolactoner, contains phenol, whatever that is. Okay. Did I win anything? No. So maybe I need to stop drinking Diet Coke if I really want to protest Coke. I don't know. But those are the types of things that I want you to think about. When you think journal, think Coke. Okay, so Greek roots. So back in the day, Western elites, when they're writing, creating democratic philosophy and all that type of stuff, went back to the Greeks because it was sort of cool. But when we think about our democracy, whatever, there's really no set direct line to the Greeks per se. It's more complicated than that. So if anybody ever says that U.S. democracy came straight from Greeks and Athenian, and Athenians weren't really all of that. I mean, they had direct democracy and stuff like that, but they also had slaves, and women couldn't vote. So the demos, the polis, all that type of stuff you can take a look at. And by the way, at the assembly, well, any citizen, but again, only certain people were citizens, and the office holders were selected on a rotating basis, not an election. So no robocalls. This is vote Aristotle for robe maker. Makes the best robes on the globes. Okay. And moreover, you need to understand. I mean, once Greece was destroyed, and all that crap, Roman Empire, blah blah blah. A lot of the Library of Alexandria, a lot of the stuff was preserved by Muslims. So a lot of the stuff that we know about the Greeks and Greek civilization actually comes from Muslims keeping, and Middle Eastern scholars keeping that information and translating it. And what is this, the civilized world? One of the things that's pretty interesting is that, a lot of democracies sort of thrived in places that were not so-called civilizations. Even tribal governments, Buddhist monasteries, and pirate ships. Have you heard about the new pirate movie? Just came out. It's rated R. I like this thing about the Vikings held democratic assemblies within a circle of stones called a ting until the aristocracies took a hold and the role of tings changed. So basically the idea here, again, it was another big term, but democracy, this is a little quote on 59, is not a monolith. Different societies, communities approach democracy in different ways, but generally speaking, it is an egalitarian way of looking at the world. Egalitarianism, if you don't know what that is, it's all about people being equal for the most part. Thought and political philosophy favors equality of some sort. People should get the same or be treated the same, treated as equals, blah, blah, blah. I'll let you look at all that type of stuff. But that's generally the idea of egalitarianism. And that is sort of the opposite of, he starts talking about despotic